The great thing about the extent of the conspiracy, the great thing about it is how they all get tied to the hip. I'm saying, as bizarre as it as bizarre as it is, what I'm saying is truth of COINTELPRO through internet and that they're in on it. They're tied to the hip. That's the great thing. That makes it so easy to quit. So Jim, I already got the idea for this video, so I'm focusing in on Jimmy Dore and Candace Owens. I forget. I think that's her name. Well, anyway, people will know who they are. If you don't know who they are, if you don't know my shtick, then you might wanna run through, the titles, maybe some of those playlists, and just look at the titles and I had scoop after scoop. I'm talking about social media. Sorry for the coughing, things like that. I like to smoke pot, and so often I guess I have to clear the throat, perhaps through to that love I have. Like how Keanu Reeves loves is that his last name? The Matrix dude, that that dude, he loves his ordinary life wife. I think that's cool. I like them. And see, I can talk like this because I know I got the video rolling in the background. I found, so it's like 5 minutes. It's going to be easy to download. I was just going to say, like, Affleck, stay away from the scary Hollywood women and go for the sweet, level-headed Hollywood woman, Jennifer Garner. Just go back to that family. Start smoking pot as you never have another sippy of alcohol again. Alcohol's a dead end. I know Ben Affleck's into my videos. All right, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But so I got that video rolling in the background of I can see I got a couple screens going. It's I think it's called Raw Dogging. It's like I couldn't care less about what's in front of me for like I can see how Audacity charts my voice. I can see that I'm close to 4 minutes. I don't know when I started talking though, from when I hit record. That's where that type of info backfires. It's pointless info to say what that number means. If I don't, and I'm not going to hit pause to find out how much, like when did I start speaking after I hit record. My plan is I'm probably not going to crop out the A's because I have bad eyesight myself. It just gets really difficult, I think, to pinpoint the pupils, which is good, which can help actually. But what I'm gonna do is I'll have the whole. It's only about 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Um, I just go yeah to because I remembered where I was speaking. So the bottom half of what I'm looking at as I raw dog it. I think raw dogging means like if you go on a plane, you don't have any music on, you're not watching a movie, you're awake and you're just sitting there like you're on a subway. So I guess that's what raw dogging is. And but if I look toward, see, you detached when you're doing that, you detached from the medium which we share. So I got like the bottom half of the screen. What I do is I'm looking at just like their heads really, and it's only about 5 minutes. So I'll play it at regular speed, which will cover what I'm saying right now. And that's about 5 minutes. And then I'll start to slow it down. Like right now, as I speak, they're at 25%. They're faking that they're making eye contact. I can actually easily say at what point in the 5 minute. I'm at like the 3:30 mark, but of this video, and they're like, I can see it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, this is something to look for, that they're faking that they're making eye contact when it's 100% scripted. And unless someone knows about my channel, my specific channel, and what I'm alleging, this is not in the medium that they're scripted. It's So that's what I mean by, like, we're all kind of fortunate here. You and I swear to God, I have like practically no ego. I do have some ego. I don't lie. If I don't lie, I'm not gonna lie. I allege that they're you can tell these people are all drug addicts from their faces. And when they're smirking, and like the lesson I had in the last video, I said you either have to do one of two things. You either quit the internet, or you have to not react. I guess that's what raw dogging is. I saw I through just looking through some headlines once in a while. I pick up an idea like that. I didn't read it. I didn't actually click on the article. So I go with my, oh, she's going nutty, this Candace Owens, and she's pointing the finger. When I came up with that reverse curse thing with the Twilight Zone episode with the little kid with the thing, he points the finger at them. He like control. It wasn't Richie Cunningham. It was the other frecklish kid. What's that guy? William Mooney, I think his name, from Lost in Space. I think that's him. And anyway, um, they started doing that after they really hyped it up, but you'd have to be like in this really small number of people. If you look at like how it's 7, 8 billion people, and if we're talking like Jimmy Dore, Candace Owens, is that her name? Like, what are we talking about here? Like 50,000 people actually care? 100,000? A million? Say like 10 million people actually care about all this crap going on. Joe Rogan, Tim Pool. I can't even remember some of their names. I have to fish for their names. I'm starting to really let go of all this nonsense. Maybe I shouldn't speak directly into the microphone. I don't know. I'll fit. Why am I going? Why do I have to digress? So yes, I'm sitting here, and the Audacity now says over 9 minutes. I'll hit pause to check when I started, because I think that's interesting for info. Hello. Okay. Yeah, I started at like the 14-second mark, and Audacity says uh closing it up to 10 minutes. So I got them at the bottom half of the screen. I have it at 25% on mute. She's making harsh grimaces. You can really see the tardive dyskinesia for her. I can't back off of the topic, even though it might trigger some people. I apologize for that. Their tardive dyskinesia is based on like booze and alcohol. I think mostly all these people, and I mean like the heroin, the meth, and what cocaine does heavy damage to the face. So that's pretty much what I see a lot of out there. And so when you slow it down, you really start to see the patterns in the facial topography. As an Aspie, I came up with that phrase. Jimmy Dore doing it too. So when I start to put this together, I'll like instead of the random unscripted chatter, it's always unscripted. But what I'll do next is oh, there's Kurt Metzger showing up, right? Jimmy Dore was they're doing a live stream and they're like uh chopping editing the flow. I think they're really scared that everyone's starting to know. Like it's just a little bit of knowledge. I'm saying that they're 100% scripted faking Zoom meetings. It's not rocket science for a premise. I'm just stepping forward to the plate with making videos as stepping to the plate to hit the home run as the analogy, so to speak. I just wanted to say so to speak. And all the rest of it. That's another one I used to like a lot. Until I had a falling out in me noggin with Krishnamurti. I just think he's a fraud. It took a long time to put it together. But oh, I'm doing like that Ted Baxter voice. Right at the end, they do like a bright light thing, the white thing. They started popping that stuff in because it's pretty wild. Like, all I'll say is uh, I didn't fall for their mimicry of me. I only pointed it out here and there, and it's so obviously true what I pointed out that I win at every point, but it becomes pointless. What else am I gonna? How far can I take this thing? Like I can't go beyond probably the 30, 40,000 people, and then I can only pretty much shut down a show or two. I can't like. I mean, look at Assange and Snowden. If I'm like an ant compared to their godlike status as ruffians, or I don't know the word, as activists, if I'm like a random, or if I'm like a like a rondo, but for internet, like a Rajon Rondo, yeah, that's who I meant. Um, so anyway, oh, the ads. I have to go to a new server type system over Chrome. I think Chrome figured out ad blockers finally, so I have to go to a new system perhaps. I don't know why they have to cheat so badly. They already rig the algorithm so no one can get. They even like rig the page stats. They'll just say, "All right, we'll stop that one. We're just going to stop that one at 33 views. We'll leave it at 33 views for quite a bit." Or like whatever the number is, where they just start freezing crap. It's like, really? Well, I don't like saying that too much. They're gonna start. I bet they say it a lot. I put them on mute so I don't end up saying what they're saying. That thing where you go like, really? It's like f that. That's not like really. You're gonna really, literally. That's yes. Like so, I'll say. I pointed out like literally. Alright, I have to hit restart on this. Okay, here we go. Because I like the flow of what I'm doing here. It's unscripted, so like I'm starting it over again. It's at 25%. And oh, okay, maybe I can just speak now and I won't. I was gonna do like live stream of it where I set up the video and I do a countdown and I go, see right there, he's sliding over. His head sliding from the horizontal is reading. Um, I think I'm just gonna crop out the head. So we'll have like the big. There's only really two settings that they use. I was gonna like live stream like what we're so I'm like right what I just said. I won't do that. I'll just keep talking like this, which is a simulation of being offline. Even though I'm online watching in the background, there's Candace. She's kind of a cutie, but I mean, she's a nut. She's a disinfo shill. Who we have to have dignity with who we date. Like you can't, even if you think the person's cute, if they're a frickin' disinfo shill, that's I'd stay away from them. But I digress. So they act as if I'll just talk about what I see and not and you can pick and choose. You can look at what you see and what you get out of it. That takes the pressure off. The video is only 5 minutes. When I slow it down to 25%, though, that turns it into over that turns it into over 20 minutes, which I'm sort of approaching. But I still have a ways to go where I could keep talking and it would still be easy to fill because I already decided to fill the first part with it at normal speed. And then I drop down to the 25% speed. I rely on the title really to get people thinking about what I'm saying. And I do try to stress that, yes, it's really simple what I'm saying. And then, I mean, how are they going to miss that the fault lines the little white tablet thing I found, and how I drove Farron Franziak off of the internet, and oh, she showed up for like one. I found one video of her on some small town Kentucky TV news station, like a real job. But then I can't find her name in the employee list, and I can only find her in one video, and she looked really different. I don't know. I'm not gonna. But she quits. So and she filled up her. Oh God, I'm not gonna say she. Well, she filled up her channel with like the weirdest crap, like for music. I'm not. I'm just not gonna go into it. It's pure craziness because there's only like 50,000. You go back to the 50,000, 100,000, few million. Like how many people are possibly going to be able to follow this stuff and benefit and be able to benefit like how I'm giving people a path out of internet addiction. This is so clearly what I've presented clearly enables anyone to quit the internet. I mean, at least the social media part. What I provided proves like the wildest, weirdest crap that they want to gaslight us on. So that's why they went after me like in weird ways with the up in the up with the arm flapping and and then the he who gets slapped. I mean that's pure obvious what they're doing there. It was like I had started fixating hyper focusing on that movie, the Lon Chaney movie, He Who Gets Slapped. I was focusing on that long time ago. And then, I mean, like, and then a month or two after that, they put up this video just mocking me with like the Three Stooges slapping each other. And it's right there in the Snowden documents, the mimicry. But then again, I come back to that 50,000, 100,000, couple million. That's the gaslighting part of it. No one, I mean, there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve to playing, what's that, pickup jacks? What was that game? I liked it, but I couldn't, it wasn't that easy, I didn't think. Pickup sticks. Um, oh, and I already explained how falsetto made me wrongly not understand sound, but that's a whole other video that I'm not going to make because I'm quitting internet. The two lessons I give, there's you got to do one or the other. I'm not saying to brainwash you. I'm just saying these are what I think. This is what a person should do if they're more than likely addicted to internet over decades at this point. Yeah, it's about 2 decades for all of us at this point. Maybe three for some of them, the really old school. About 10 years before I started, or even like I think 15, 20 years before I got into it. It was already starting yeah, 1990 I think, and maybe late 80s. The nerds already knew about it. But I'm digressing. Everything is a digression. There's no reach anyway. Uh, I probably had something good that I was. Oh, the two lessons, right? You want you. I'm thinking about myself. One has to either quit it. So when I'm looking at, I can see her where she's in like the single. She's alone on the screen. I'll have the full. I put up the full video in the top, and then uh, and I can see that she's scripted. So it's fairly obvious what I've come up with. I got people to quit. Uh, I got some disinfo shills to actually quit. They couldn't handle the pressure of it anymore. She's grimacing hard, and that's she's a drug addict. So that explains, I think, in theory, why these people become these modern day informants, actors, shills, working for the military. It's demented, but that's how it's going on. That's the explanation. The arm flapping gives it away. Once you know what's going on, her tongue is jutting out. I'm not doing play by play because I'm not lining it up, but I do have it on in the background right now. I'm over 23 minutes. That could be plenty of time of me speaking. The two lessons, right? So, lesson two is for people like me who can't go cold turkey. You can't react to it. So say like somehow you're watching this video, this specific video right now. You know I claim to be unscripted. You know what I'm claiming, or it's new to you. So it's what I'm saying is either new to you, or you know what you've heard it a million times already from me. If I'm like I get into small channels, so I'm sure I have a few people out there supporting me, and I thanks for that. Um, I'm noticing that they're faking the eye contact again. I mean, I'm a broken record, so anyone can look into this themselves. Can't I wasn't expecting Candace Owens, if that's her last name, to I'm gaslighting myself because I can't remember. Because I'm out of the loop. I don't care anymore. So so I'm doing well for part two because I'm still addicted to how I prove they're scripted and how that freaked them out to the point of trying to gaslight me in the few hundred, or I don't know how many possibly understand. There must be some out there, a few, who they could see that I was being mimicked at Reddit conspiracy, where they would take certain phrases I would say in what I. Well, I'm not going to really go into it. It's a one-way mirror from them to us. Definitely, they know everything we're visiting. They know everything we're posting, and I mean, they have it at their fingertips. They can really, and I used to do what they do but I do it the legit without cheating because I'm not in on it. So this is just another this is special interest, but it's such a negative one that I'm going back to my stamps, and I've gotten so much healthier the last couple months. I get better every day somehow, and I'm grateful for that. I think that I think that this one I think that there are incarnations, and but the individual has to they 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 can make that I mean, we're all going to die anyway. So I try to bring in logic 101. So anything I think it carries over. I do think I was someone specific from the previous life. I can't prove it, and I'm not going to try to prove it because I'd have to bring in uh, personal. One would have to really, I'd have to still believe in the internet to go into it more deeply. Why I think I was that person. I'm not that. We're not. We're not that person. It doesn't carry over into the next life that we're that person. You obviously we get whole new body and family and path trajectory socialization. It's all my. This is my theory. I'm not trying to think for anyone. If it gives someone a little hope that this is that light existence is meaningless, then I'm glad I'm saying this stuff. And because, well, I'll just wrap this up because it's the special interest then where it's going to take me time to put together the video and I have to be extra careful, and it explains why my Metropolis video is botched. The the 5 minute freeware I use to make videos is broken for if I move something, it doesn't update it when I go back to that medium. One moment, I'm about to cough. Sorry about that. I'd hit pause. I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope this video was interesting and informative. I'm not reacting to them. When I'm off internet, then there's no problem. Right now, when I'm looking at Candace Owens, she just did one of those Qigong moves. Um, but I'm not reacting because I proved it. It's proven to me. There's no doubt in my mind that they're reading off teleprompters and that they're junkies. I see it in their face. I'm willing to, I don't gaslight myself, and I put forward that I have a master's degree from one of the four major universities in Ireland, and they call it social theory. We call it sociology. So I am positive in my findings that they are 100% scripted COINTELPRO. Thanks for your, and oh, I just want to point out that when you get a feeling, the reacting, I remember reacting like she's pointing at the screen and pointing her thumb out and grimacing, and it looks, and her eyebrows shooting out, and Jimmy Dore also is looking demented. I would, I think I would react to that in the past, but I don't want to be a hypocrite. So somehow it's like barking dogs would set me off, but now they don't, because one has the ability to create new neural pathways, and then that goes to the last part, big chunk of lesson two. If we're not going to react, one needs to fully be the captain of their. The mind is the captain of brain and body, and the mind the mind must grok the what is impulsivity and what is compulsion. So the impulse would be to be upset, to react to their smirks, their drug-induced smirks, and their insane mocking mimicry of qigong, shibashi, the tai chi. And what happened was the program, to me, I get a vibe that, at least to the lower level people, that they were directed to my channel. And they know about my channel, including the Katie Halper type. To me, they're consolidating. They're trying to bring, they're putting Dore on Rogan. They're bringing this Candace woman onto Dore. Glenn Greenwald onto Dore. I don't react to their mocking smiles anymore because I can I grok how it's drug induced, where it's not. It's like crocodile happiness for them. I see what's going, and so that's why I couldn't back off of the tardive dyskinesia topic. I do I discern between the junkies and the psychiatry pills. I do. If I don't want to trigger anyone who's on psychiatry pills, and I do say to wean off of them if you quit them, which I recommend. You have to wean off of them a certain way, and that would be a social media community, perhaps to a lurk. You find the best people at that stuff who didn't hold back on telling the truth about psychiatry. I'm proof that psychology works. And I did, in I think in the last video I mentioned Eric Fromm. I think I mentioned Eric Fromm. So that'll about wrap it up. We're approaching 35-minute mark. And I'm just gonna hit stop. Those are crocodile smiles from those losers that I exposed, that I proved it. I get that high functioning Asperger's, so they can frickin' yep, I reversed it. I figured it out. I figured it out. It works too. So you can do one of those two things that I formulated lately about either quit. Well, I didn't formulate quit the media, social media, quit internet. I didn't say I've always been against it. I've been consistent, but I'm saying right to reorder. We can reorder our neural pathways for reacting against stuff, for being more not to be a sellout, but to break off from it. It can be done. So I'm not react like I would usually. I would. They would annoy me. It would all annoy me, but it's no longer annoying me. So I'm just reporting back that somehow what I did worked. Somehow what I did worked. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Have nice nights. Thank you. God bless y'all. Truly.